Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 2 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got some good news to share with you. A teacher out of Lenoir County is a finalist for the Teacher of the Year Award. Lenoir County Public Schools has announced that Lily Harstill, the 7th grade history teacher at E.B. Frink Middle School, was named one of 27 finalists in the statewide 2026 Burroughs Welcome Fund NC Beginning Teacher of the Year Award. The school system says that Harstill has already won the Beginning Teacher of the Year Award for the county. Now, she says the opportunity to be in the running for the state award is, quote, both humbling and exciting, end quote. Now, Harstill says that she intentionally creates a classroom environment where her students feel supported, curious, and engaged. She said, quote, E.B. Frink's principal, Dr. Michael Moon, said, quote, if you walk into her classroom, you might see Miss Harstill dressed as a medieval plague doctor or as Queen Elizabeth. Or you might see her students working in collaborative groups to prepare debates using primary sources. Her classroom is a playground for learning in the best possible way, end quote. Now, as a finalist, Harstill has been invited to participate in the award program held in Greensboro from March 9th to 13th. All finalists will be interviewed along with other resources. And now we want to turn to a fire that occurred at a Morehead City tattoo parlor. Here is a picture of the scene we captured earlier. Now, just after 11 a.m., fire crews were called to Wild Poppy Tattoo at 106 Industrial Drive in Morehead City. Although the studio wasn't open yet, an employee who arrived early noticed smoke in the facility. Firefighters from Morehead City, Beaufort, and Atlantic Beach extinguished the flames, clearing the scene by noon. No injuries were reported. Officials say a lithium-ion battery caused the fire. The public is advised to unplug all lithium-ion batteries as soon as they are fully charged, as they can overheat and ignite. And now for your weather forecast, looking again at thicker clouds right now than what we had earlier today. We knew that the cloud cover today would gradually build over eastern North Carolina skies, and well, this afternoon hasn't disappointed in that regard. Here's a look at what we've got across the Neuse River in New Bern. Earlier this morning, it was looking awfully blue. Right now, looking awfully gray. 63-degree air temperature, though, still above our seasonal average. And winds have already come around to the southeast right now in New Bern. Southeasterly wind blowing in at about 6 miles an hour. That will bring in more heat coming up tomorrow, but it will also help keep our air temperatures from cooling off too much later on tonight, likely staying in the low 50s. Some inland areas, far inland, closer to I-95, may dip into the upper 40s, but not really looking at too much of a cool down later on tonight. Right now, air temperatures generally sitting in the low to mid 60s across most of eastern North Carolina. We do have 67 degrees as the hot spot right now. That is Jacksonville in central Onslow County showing up with a 67-degree reading. We've got 57 degrees in Hatteras, 54 in Manteo, 58 in Elizabeth City. So clearly a little bit cooler as you get closer to the Outer Banks. But when compared to where we were yesterday, most areas are noticeably cooler. Now, tomorrow, we are going to turn these numbers right on back around again. We are looking at a temperature increase between around 7 to 10 degrees coming up from today into tomorrow. That again should put us back into the mid-70s. Now, winds out of the northeast currently are going to be swinging around. We'll see those coming out of the south-southwest as we head towards lunchtime tomorrow. But of course, we do have an opportunity for perhaps a few rain showers. You see that massive system further back towards the west? Well, that is going to be working its way towards eastern North Carolina. Now, it's going to need some help. It's going to need a little support from an extra low pressure center that you see him back towards, well, it's crossing over Missouri into Illinois and eventually into Indiana. There is a system again that will finally push most of the raindrops that we're going to see this weekend actually across eastern North Carolina. So for now, it does look like, again, we are anticipating some rain showers at times. But for Friday, looking at spotty, isolated showers along the coast during the daylight hours of the day. But once we get into the evening, we will start to see perhaps maybe a few more showers try to dip their way from the north to the south across areas north of Highway 264. Here's tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Again, just a stray shower there, kind of near just south of the Oregon Inlet. As far as what we've got from there, well, just more spotty showers moving over the Sounds. Not a whole lot to report, but then by the time we get to 5 o'clock, you start to see more of those rain showers from the northwest drifting a little bit further south. That brings eastern North Carolina more into the potential rain game by the time we reach Friday evening, but still not looking at widespread rain, looking at very light showers as we make our way through your Friday. Those rainfall totals are really not going to be all that impressive for your Friday night, and even into Saturday morning. But by the time we get to Saturday evening, we'll pick up a little bit more of a consistent rainfall pattern across the east, and that should help with rainfall totals. Obviously, this is not going to be a soaker of a system. We will have more consistent rain, but rainfall totals for the weekend likely sitting around half an inch of rain. Monday and Tuesday looking very dry and much cooler than what we're experiencing this week. 47 degrees on Monday, 52 on Tuesday, mid-50s Wednesday, low 50s on Thursday, and well, hello, back to the mid-40s by Friday. So a little bit of kind of a perfect bell-shaped curve there. If you were to graph those, sorry, showing my science nerdiness, but if you were to graph those high temperatures, you would again experience pretty much a solid bell curve. But regardless, we are going to be feeling more like January by the time we get into next week than obviously what we have felt this week. So if you're a fan of the warm weather, take advantage of today, but more so, take advantage of tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a toasty one. Some areas could certainly push some temperature records. Well, that's all we have time for today's 2 p.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Thursday.